What's happening, guys? My name is Matthew Ogus. Just for anyone who's only seeing me for the first time, my name is Matthew Ogus. You can check me out in the links below in the description box in case you're watching me on, I don't know, the Hodge Twins channel or No Bullshit Bodybuilding or something. You never seen me before. Go ahead and click one of these links. You'll see who I am, learn about me, etc. Okay. I wanted to make a quick commentary on the giant shitstorm of an argument regarding the fans, it's the fans mostly, of No Bullshit Bodybuilding, Ian McCarthy, Lifting for Life, etc., Nick Wright, and the Hodge Twins. It seems like there's a lot of argumentation regarding the fans. You wanted a bicep shot, guys, by the way? There you go. It seems like there's a lot of argument going on, and it's mostly regarding the fans sticking up for their favorite YouTuber. What's interesting is, in regards to Nick, Ian, and the Hodge Twins, no fucks were given. Guarantee you. They probably don't give a crap about people talking crap about them or the other. And honestly, they're just looking at their Google AdSense account, which is how we get paid. They're looking at that, and they're watching the money increase as they share viewers and subscribers. Guarantee you, no fucks were given. So there's a few things I wanted to talk about, and it mostly had to do with some of the commentary of the fans themselves. I mean, don't really want to talk too much about the individuals, but some of the comments I read bashing, especially No Bullshit Bodybuilding, or bashing Ian McCarthy, were just retarded. There were some of the most retarded things I've ever heard. I wanted to talk about some of these things and just show some of these people like how dumb they sound, honestly. So first of all, a lot of people are saying that what the Hodge Twins give is just advice, and therefore there's no consequence. You know, it's just advice, therefore you can ignore it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt anyone. It can't hurt anyone, and they don't owe the world anything since, you know, they're helping everyone. You know what I mean? But what Ian said in his video is that there is a moral issue, and I would have to agree, because there truly is such a thing as bad advice. You have to acknowledge this, guys, to the fans of to everyone's fans of all of us YouTubers out here. There is such a thing as bad advice. There is such a thing as good advice. Okay? For example, if I told you the best way to gain muscles was to acquire HIV, answer this question: is that good or bad advice? I'll let you answer that yourself. Now, a lot of people are saying things like, you know, who's to judge what's good advice, what's bad advice? There truly is a judgment of good advice and bad advice, whether it's scientific or just opinion. But, I mean, you really need to pay attention to the scientific judgment of good advice, bad advice, etc., or the logical judgment of good advice versus bad advice. And a lot of people are saying it's just advice. Like I said, I mean, imagine me giving people advice that harmed them, okay? There are a lot of youngsters, there are a lot of people that are very impressionable out here in this bodybuilding world. I mean, people really think you need to eat 2 to 3 hours you need to eat every 2 to 3 hours. That's just completely false. So it's just apparent, it's just obvious that people are impressionable. And to say that it's just advice and that there's no problem with that is just, I mean, come on, man, you're ignoring the fact that you could potentially be harming a lot of people by giving bad advice. Okay, if I was telling people that they needed to shoot up heroin to get muscles like me, that's horrible advice. Okay, I'm not saying that the Hodge Twins are giving bad advice. I'm saying that people need to acknowledge that there is such a thing as bad advice. Okay, now Ian's saying that they're giving bad advice. That's his problem. But I'm saying that there is such a thing as bad advice, but apparently people are saying things like, it's just advice, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Yeah, sure you can, but there are plenty of people that could potentially be harmed by bad advice. People that just don't have a foundation of anything regarding whatever the topic is. Bodybuilding, life, picking up women, driving a car. Bad advice can get people killed, harmed, ruin relationships, etc. Okay, that's my first point. My second point was that a lot of people apparently think that Of course, since people like Hodge Twins, Scooby-Doo have impressive bodies, and Ian's body is less impressive. Well, one, that Ian's advice is bad, and the impressive bodies, the advice that they give is automatically good or credible. And that Ian's non-credible, or his advice is not credible or reputable or whatever. And that's completely false. Like I said, advice can be judged, and it should be judged as good or bad. And of course, like I said, some groups may have conflicting judgments, but overall there is a general judgment of whether something is good or bad as far as advice goes. And to say that Ian's body reflects his advice is just retarded. I mean, if you use that logic of what I just explained, then honestly, I'll let you guys decide whose physique is more impressive, mine or the Hodge twins, or whoever. Judge the bodies, and let's just say my body is more impressive than theirs. That's like automatically saying that anything I say is better than what they say. Or you can just disregard what they say completely, just because my body is better. You must listen to Jay Cullors or Phil Heath because he's the Mr. Olympia. No matter what he says, seriously, there is such a thing as bad advice. And you can't judge a person's advice based on their body. I mean, personally, when I get advice, I actually look for someone with, the education, credibility, reputation of giving good advice. And of course, I actually do look for someone with an impressive bodybuilding physique, for someone I look for bodybuilding advice from. But they also have to have the science, and they have to have trained people who have gone where I want to be, etc. That's how I pick my advice that I listen to. That's how I find what's good advice, etc. And of course, scientific research and stuff. But to only judge advice based on who you're getting it from, the body of that person, is just retarded. Okay, it's just stupid. So obviously, judging Ian's advice based on his body, which is obviously smaller than the Hodge twins and Scooby's, is just stupid. But also because I also noticed that a lot of people are disregarding the fact of the age difference. And this is something that exists in bodybuilding, and it just makes me just laugh at how dumb people are. Is that a lot of people apparently think that Ian's young. Well, obviously he's 18, and what could he know? He's only 18, and the Hodge twins are much older. And look at them; they're older and they're more muscular. Well, buddy, I don't want to. I'm so close to calling people who think like that an idiot, but the people who think that that people that are older have it harder to gain muscle, you're missing the fact that if you're older, you have had more years to build muscle. Okay, a 40-year-old who's been building muscle for 20 years just should have more muscle on their frame. That's generally what exists. That's what happens. You go to a bodybuilding show, you'll see the older people compared to the younger people have more muscle on their frames because they've been lifting for longer. Okay, so that's another thing, Ian's probably been lifting for a few years. The Hodge twins, I know people are saying they've only been lifting for a few years. Highly doubt that. Same thing with Scooby. He's been lifting for dozens of years. They've been lifting for a long time. Muscle builds. It builds naturally. And you don't just get a freaking amazing physique in just a year or two. You get that from steroids. Naturally, you don't build muscle like that. It takes plenty and plenty of years to get a physique that really just blows you away. Okay? It takes a long time. I've been lifting weights for 5 years, and I'm only this far. Look at my pictures or whatever. That's 5 years, 3 extremely serious, 2 extremely, extremely serious, 1 super serious. So that's just a few points I wanted to make. And guys, just think about what you say. I've been reading some of the stupidest comments I've ever read in my life. Just the stupidest. People are totally just discrediting what Ian or whoever has to say because their body isn't impressive or something like that. And I've been reading, I'm just like, dude, I totally agree what this unimpressive bodied person has to say. And apparently my body is greater than yours, so I must be better than you. Or my body's better than the Hodge twins, so I must be better than them. There's just a whole lot of just idiocracy going on in these arguments, guys. And I just wanted to point that out, tell you what I thought, and just kind of laugh at the whole thing because a lot of people are just arguing for no reason, just sticking up for the favorite YouTuber, saying, yo, Hodge Twins, he's talking shit. Ian, Hodge Twins fans are talking shit. Meanwhile, the YouTubers are just raking in the money, laughing at you guys. No fucks were given.
Hey, quit being a little bitch! August cake!